Episode 65. Excuse me, Tanhua stepped inside and carefully closed the door behind her. Huh? Who are you? Seeing that the person who entered wasn't his business associate, but an unfamiliar woman, Nan Shen was shocked. Who was this woman? She looked as young as that boy. Wait, her features were even similar to that boy's. Even her voice sounded like his. What was going on? Was that boy playing a prank on him? You forgot about me, but I'm your girlfriend. Tanhua. Well, your parents know me as Xing Xiang, Tanhua swallowed nervously as she answered his question. As soon as she spoke, silence filled the room. Nan Shen didn't say a word. He just stared at her, completely dumbfounded. What? Tanhua? The same last name as that boy? Don't tell him this girl was really that boy in disguise. Don't fool me. You're Tanhua, aren't you? What are you doing here pretending to be my girlfriend? Is this a joke? Nan Shen was visibly frustrated. The resemblance was too uncanny. Was this some kind of elaborate prank? I'm not fooling around. I'm telling you the truth. I already said that the Tanhua you know is a girl, and also your girlfriend. What should I do to make you believe me? Seeing that Nan Shen wasn't taking her seriously, Tanhua felt equally frustrated. She understood that he had lost all his memories, so she didn't blame him for forgetting her. She even understood that he had no idea she was actually a girl. But this? Did Nan Shen think she was joking? She wasn't playing around, she was telling the truth. So, you are really my girlfriend? Nan Shen saw Tanhua almost lose her temper and stopped accusing her of joking. What the girl in front of him said seemed true. But then why did she look so similar to that midget? Yes, I am. Tanhua took a deep breath, trying not to lose her temper, and answered Nan Shen with absolute certainty. She was confident that what she said was true. Then why do you look so similar to that boy who owns the Louvre brand? Even your voice is similar too. Are you his younger sister? Nan Shen could only think of one explanation for why Tanhua resembled Tan Hu. Not to mention, they had the same last name. It had to be because this girl was that midget's relative. I told you, Tan Hu and I are the same person. The midget you know is actually a girl. Tanhua took a seat, realizing she would need a lot of time to convince Nan Shen of the truth. This man was truly hopeless when he didn't remember anything about her. What? No, it can't be. Tan Hu is Tan Hu, and besides, how could a girl own a brand? That's impossible. Nan Shen quickly denied Tanhua's words. He looked completely unconvinced that Tan Hu and Tan Hu were the same person. Tanhua massaged her temples, trying to think of another way to convince him. Should she reveal her personal background information? She had just checked, and indeed, Shenling's influence had disappeared, returning the information to its original form. If she gave this to Nan Shen, would he believe her? But what if he found out and decided to cut ties with her? Or worse, what if he used it against her to gain control over her brand? After all, the Nan Shen standing before her was not the same as before. He had no feelings for her, so anything was possible. What? So tell me, are you related to Tan Hu? Nan Shen had something he wanted to discuss with his girlfriend. But first, he needed to know if she had any connection to Tan Hu. He simply couldn't believe that the midget was actually a girl. The fact that Tan Hu had built a brand at such a young age was already incredible. But if Tan Hu was actually a girl, that was unbelievable. Read this. Tanhua finally decided to give Nan Shen her background information, which she had brought with her. Looking at him now, she was sure he wouldn't believe her without evidence. Now, hopefully, after reading it, his memory would be triggered, and he would remember her again. Nan Shen took the paper Tanhua handed him and slowly scanned it. He read every single detail carefully, as if he were analyzing a highly classified document. 5 minutes later. Unbelievable. Nan Shen shook his head as he set the document aside. He had finished reading everything, and what this girl said was true. That boy Tan Hu was actually a girl named Tanhua, and somehow she had also become his girlfriend. Just what had happened here? Now you believe me? Tanhua sighed in relief, seeing that Nan Shen finally accepted the truth. She should have done this sooner. Would this trigger something in his memory? Yeah, somehow. I feel déjà vu. Nan Shen felt strange. It was as if he had read the same document before and had reacted the exact same way, shocked beyond imagination. But when had he first discovered that Tan Hu was a girl? Had he known all along but forgotten? You've done this before. Tanhua's eyes brightened when Nan Shen said he felt like he had experienced this before. Was there hope that he would remember her? He had déjà vu, after all. Yeah, But I don't understand why I allowed you to continue working with me, knowing you were a girl, Nan Shen muttered, frustrated with his past self for making such a reckless decision. Collaborating with this girl was like handling a double-edged sword. It could elevate his company to a new level, but it could also bring risks. The business world still wasn't entirely accepting of female CEOs. It's because you loved me, Tan Hua whispered to herself, hearing Nan Shen question his own past decision. She knew Nan Shen had agreed to work with her because back then, he already had feelings for her, even if he hadn't realized it yet. He had told her as much before, but now he didn't remember anything. Did he still not recall their time together? All right, I will ignore the matter of your identity and your brand. But I called you here for one reason. Nan Shen cleared his throat and looked at Tan Hua with serious eyes. He had to say this now, or he would regret it. Okay? Tan Hua swallowed nervously, waiting for his words. He looked like he was about to say something important. Let's break up. Let's break up. Nan Shen sighed as he looked straight into Tan Hua's eyes, dropping a bombshell that shook her soul to the core. What? Break up? Wait, what are you talking about? Tan Hua's voice trembled as her face turned pale. This must be her imagination. She must be too tired lately and misheard him. I said, let's break up. Our relationship must have been set up by our parents, right? I'll give you money if you want, but let's break up. I don't want to be in a relationship with someone I don't love. Nan Shen knew Tan Hua must be shocked hearing this so suddenly. But wasn't she assigned as his girlfriend by his parents? After all, she wasn't his type. How could he love her? He couldn't continue a relationship that was forced upon him. This girl might have agreed to his parents' request so she could use the connection to establish her brand. It wasn't a bad deal. Both of them had benefited from this arrangement. Are you serious? Tan Hua gritted her teeth, hearing Nan Shen speak so casually, as if he had said nothing wrong. What did he just say? Their relationship was arranged by his parents? He was even offering her money to break up? Who was this man? This was not Nan Shen. I'm serious, Nan Shen said, confused by Tan Hua's reaction. Did she think he was joking? He'd been thinking about this for a while. He didn't want to be in a relationship with someone he didn't love. Moreover, he didn't even know this girl. The other girl said he had just forgotten, but so what? This girl was a fake girlfriend, arranged by his parents so he wouldn't be single anymore, right? You say our relationship was arranged by your parents? What kind of joke is this? Money? Do you think I need that? Tan Hua gripped the hem of her dress, trying her best to hold back her tears. Was this really the Nan Shen she knew? Just because he didn't remember her, he had turned into a cold and distant person? Isn't that the fact? Even though you say our relationship is real, I can't believe that. After all, you're not my type at all. My type is like your friend, the one who takes care of me. Nan Shen's words were blunt, so blunt they felt like a sharp knife to her heart. Thump. Really? Tan Hua's body trembled when she heard Nan Shen confidently declare that she wasn't his type. Her head spun and her heart felt tight. It was hard to breathe as she listened to him. He didn't seem to be lying. He had truly forgotten everything about her. So his type was Mishu? Wasn't this exactly like in the drama? She had thought it was strange how Nan Shen had loved her when, in the original story, he had chased after Mishu like a madman until he became a villain. She had believed this world wasn't exactly like the drama she had watched, that she hadn't really been transported into that story. But hearing Nan Shen's words now, it seemed everything was returning to the original plot. Could it be that Nan Shen lost his memory just so the story would go back on track? Was this Shen Ling's doing as the god of this world, or... So? What do you want? You can ask me for anything, but I want us to break up. Nan Shen frowned as a headache suddenly hit him. Ever since he brought up breaking up, his head had started hurting. He didn't know what was happening, but it felt like something was stabbing his mind. His memories? But he still couldn't recall anything. He had tried to recover his memories by asking the people around him and checking his diary. But this girl's name wasn't there. Wu Yin, his secretary, had said this girl was indeed his girlfriend. But even he didn't know how they had ended up together. Maybe he should ask his parents the next time they visited. I don't need anything. You want to break up? Okay. But our cooperation will continue. Tan Hua's voice was quieter than usual as she said this. She looked at Nan Shen, who no longer felt like the man she knew, and tears slipped down her face. So this was his decision, huh? If he said he couldn't be with someone he didn't love, then she couldn't be with someone who didn't love her. Goodbye. Tan Hua quickly wiped her tears and left the room, running. If she didn't leave soon, she was afraid she would collapse on the spot. Nan Shen, just wait. She would recover his memory and make him regret this. Nan Shen watched Tanhua's tears fall, and something inside his mind and heart stirred. A sharp pain struck his chest, and his headache worsened. What was happening? Who was that girl? And why did his heart ache when he saw her cry? Nan Shen stared at the door with a blank face. His head hurt so much, but for some reason, his heart hurt even more. That throbbing sensation kept haunting him, preventing him from focusing on his company. He should be working right now, but he couldn't think of anything. The image of his ex-girlfriend, whom he had just broken up with, kept appearing in his mind. The way she had cried as she left the room sent a painful strike to his head. His heart felt heavy for no reason, and he felt as if he was going to cry too. But he didn't even know who this girl was. He only knew that she was the same person as Tan Hu, the owner of the Louvre brand and his business partner. What happened? Nan Shen touched his head, shutting his eyes tightly as he tried to remember everything. There had to be something more to Tanhua. If she was just a girlfriend his parents had chosen for him, then why did his heart ache so much when she cried? The door suddenly opened. Shen, how are you feeling today? His mother and father entered the room just as he was lost in thought. I'm good. The doctor said I can go home in a week. Nan Shen still had difficulty walking and moving around due to his injuries, but in a week, he would be completely healed and ready to return home. Oh, right. Has Xiang'er visited you? His mother sat beside him, peeling an apple as she brought up the one topic he didn't want to talk about right now. Xiang'er? My girlfriend? Nan Shen almost said Tanhua, but stopped himself. Something didn't feel right. He had a strange feeling that his parents didn't know Tanhua's identity as the owner of Louvre either. They only knew her as a designer and thought of Tan Hu and Tanhua as two different people. No, they didn't even seem to know Tanhua at all. They only ever mentioned Xiang'er. Just what was going on here? Yes, her. Who else? I want to meet her, but she rarely appears in public after modeling for Louvre. His mother sighed as she asked his father to get her a plate. Mom, this Xiang'er. She's someone you and Dad chose for me, right? Nan Shen asked cautiously, trying to clear up his confusion. He didn't understand why his parents didn't know anything about Tanhua or Tanhu. They also seemed to believe that his girlfriend's name was Sheng Xiang instead of Tanhua. But the person who had come to see him this morning was Tanhua, and he believed her when she said she was his girlfriend. So how could his parents not know about Tanhua if they were the ones who had arranged for her to be with him? Was there a missing piece to the puzzle? Something felt off. What are you saying? You're the one who brought her to us, saying you finally found a girlfriend. We never arranged anyone for you. His mother looked confused by his question. Maybe he had forgotten this detail? How could he think that Xiang'er was someone she and her husband had arranged for him? Wait, did this mean Nan Shen hadn't remembered Xiang'er at all? What? Nan Shen's body froze at his mother's words. She had never arranged a girlfriend for him. That meant the girl he had chosen to be his girlfriend wasn't arranged by his parents? Wait. Could it be that he had chosen her himself? That was impossible. Did this mean he had loved Tanhua before but had now forgotten? But his type wasn't a tiny little girl like her. Tanhua wasn't even a peerless beauty like Mishu, her friend. Had he really chosen Tanhua as his girlfriend? It's true. You need to remember her quickly, or you'll lose such a good girl. His mother handed him a plate of sliced apples, urging him to try and remember Tanhua. His mother truly seemed to like Tanhua. I need to straighten things out first. Nan Shen quietly ate the apple, realizing that he had to ask Mishu about this. There was missing information about Xiang'er and Tanhua. The next morning. What? You broke up with Tanhua because you thought your parents arranged her for you. Mishu clenched her fists, holding back the urge to strangle Nan Shen after hearing his story. Last night, Tanhua had called her, crying, but hadn't told her what had happened. Mishu had been suspicious, but now she knew the reason this clueless man. Yeah, it's strange how my parents don't even know Tanhua's name. They only know Xing Xiang as my girlfriend. Nan Shen's head and heart ached again as he listened to Mishu talk about how Tanhua had cried last night. Had he made the wrong decision by breaking up with Tanhua just because he couldn't remember her? You're a big fool. Xiang'er is Tanhua's name from when she was your fake girlfriend before she became your real girlfriend. Of course, your parents wouldn't know about Tanhua. Mishu slumped into her chair, rubbing her temples as she listened to Nan Shen's words. She hadn't expected him to change so drastically after losing his memory. How could he ask to break up with Tanhua just because he didn't remember her? He had even selfishly assumed that she was his girlfriend only because his parents arranged it. What kind of joke was this? This wasn't an arranged marriage. But I don't love her. I can't be with someone I don't love. Nanshan was confused. He didn't even remember this girl, Tanhua. How could he have feelings for her? His principles had always been clear. He wouldn't be in a relationship with someone he didn't love. What was so wrong about that? He had tried hard to remember everything and everyone, but he just couldn't remember Tanhua. Even Mi Shu, he hadn't fully remembered her yet. But you were in love with her. You used to call me late at night, begging me to tell you everything Tanhua liked. I bet you don't remember that either. Mi Shu sighed at Nanshan's harsh words. How could he claim not to love Tanhua when he had always asked about her preferences? Made sure she was safe, and even arranged for secret bodyguards to protect her. I don't know, just go. My head hurts. Nanshan closed his laptop and asked Mi Shu to leave him alone. Every time he heard the name Tanhua, his head ached. And not just his head, his heart felt strangely heavy. This wasn't like him. Who was that girl to have such an effect on him? She wasn't even his type. Fine, but you'd better figure things out soon. Otherwise, don't blame me if one day she's taken away by someone else. I already know of one strong rival who has his eye on her. Mi Shu stood up and left, disappointed in Nanshan for breaking Tanhua's heart. She needed to check on Tanhua and make sure she was all right. Nanshan's mansion. Is this everything? Shenling had just returned from his job abroad and was now helping Tanhua load her belongings into his car. He had bought a house, a simple, minimalist one, where he planned to live with Tanhua. He wanted her to move out of that place as soon as possible. He had heard about Nanshan losing his memory and decided this was the perfect time to convince Tanhua to leave. Yep, that's all. I didn't bring much to begin with. Actually, I don't own a lot of things, Tanhua sighed, glancing back at the house of the man she loved. At first, she had refused to leave when Shenling suggested it. But after hearing Nanshan say he wanted to break up with her after he bluntly said she wasn't his type, she knew it was time to go. Nanshan wouldn't even remember why he had let her stay here in the first place. And with his current attitude, he wouldn't want someone he had broken up with living under the same roof. Good. I'll go ahead. You can come later if you want. Shenling got into his car and drove away, leaving Tanhua standing in front of Nanshan's mansion. She hadn't wanted to leave with Shenling since he was famous now. She didn't want to cause any unnecessary rumors. I should take a taxi, Tanhua muttered, pulling out her phone to order one. The house Shenling bought was quite far from Nanshan's mansion, though still within the same city. Just as she was about to book a ride, a delivery man arrived at the gate, carrying a small package. Excuse me, package for delivery. The man stopped at the gate, where Tanhua was standing. He rang the bell, expecting the automated system to retrieve the package. The owner isn't home, Tanhua said, knowing that Nanshan had deactivated all his humanoid assistants. No one would be coming out to receive it. The package is for Miss Tanhua. Do you know her by any chance? The sender specifically requested that it be delivered to Miss Tanhua. The delivery man was eager to complete his rounds as quickly as possible, so he asked if she could pass it along. Huh? Tanhua? Tanhua was still dressed as a boy. She almost admitted it was her, but stopped herself and instead said, That's my sister. A package delivered to Nanshan's house, addressed to her? What could it be? Great. This package is sent by a jewelry shop for Miss Tanhua. Please receive it and sign here. The delivery man was happy that Tanhua knew the person who was supposed to receive the package. He didn't suspect Tanhua at all, since she was standing in front of the mansion gate. If she wasn't someone living there, she wouldn't stand for so long in front of someone else's mansion. A big mansion on top of that. No one would dare. Okay. Tanhua signed and took the package. Just as she finished signing, her taxi arrived, making her quickly stuff the small package into her bag before getting inside the car. Inside the taxi. I wonder what's inside. Tanhua took out the package again, but didn't open it right away, since she was in the taxi, and didn't have scissors to cut it open. But wasn't this package a little strange? It was addressed to her and sent to Nanshan's mansion. The delivery man said it was from a jewelry shop. Jewelry. She didn't remember ordering anything. Wait. She didn't order one, but what if someone else ordered it for her? Tanhua suddenly recalled what Mi Shu had told her at the hospital. Mi Shu had said that Nanshan got into an accident right after choosing a ring design for her. He had already ordered a custom ring for her, but now he had lost his memory and forgotten all about it. Then, could this be? Tanhua was just about to finish her thought when the driver spoke, pulling her out of her daze. Miss, we have arrived. The driver kindly informed her that they had reached her and Shen Ling's new house. Oh, right. Thank you. Tan Hua quickly put the package back inside her bag before paying the driver. She then immediately got out of the car and entered the house. The house Shen Ling had chosen was indeed to her liking. The walls outside were painted a soft, creamy color, making the house look warm and inviting. Not to mention, it had a garage for Shen Ling's car and a small garden in the yard. The house wasn't as big as Nan Shen's mansion, and it looked like any other normal home, but Tan Hua was satisfied. This was the first time she was seeing the house, and she really liked it. You're here? Just as Tan Hua was about to press the bell, Xin Ling had already opened the door as if he knew she had arrived. Yep. Show me my room. Tan Hua entered the house and couldn't help but be amazed. The interior was beautifully decorated with a nature theme. It reminded her of the villa Nan Shen had in Hawaii. It was exactly her style. Here. Your room is across from mine, on the second floor. Shen Ling led the way upstairs and showed Tan Hua her room. Her room wasn't any smaller than the one she had at Nan Shen's mansion. It was the same size. The walls were painted a soft sakura pink, and the floor had a floral pattern, very delicate and feminine, which was ironic given her current, boyish appearance. Shen Ling, won't this cause trouble? Tan Hua's lips twitched when she saw just how girlish the room was. Even the bed was designed like a princess bed, and every piece of furniture was white with lace details. It was a true princess's room. It's fine. I won't have guests over, and if I do, the guest room is downstairs. I've already arranged all your things and even added a few extras. Enjoy your room. Shen Ling left Tan Hua in her room as he prepared to head out for work. He handed her a spare key and, after reminding her not to do anything reckless, like playing with fire, he left. Tan Hua threw herself onto the bed after taking off her shoes. The truth was, she actually liked the room. It reminded her of her old one. Now that she was seeing it again, she wondered if Xin Ling had designed it like this on purpose, making it resemble her old room so she wouldn't feel too homesick. Whatever the reason, she would have to thank him later. Now, the package Tan Hua sat on her bed and rummaged through her bag to find the package. Now she was truly curious about it. She quickly opened the package with a pair of scissors. When she removed the brown outer box, she found another smaller box inside. This one looked expensive. The box itself was made from high-quality material, soft and smooth to the touch. It was red, with the logo of a well-known jewelry shop in the center.